it's Tracy Jackson, also known as the Spiritual Cheerleader, and I was coming to you to talk about a review of the book Invincible Living by Guru Jagat. Obviously, this book is probably a little bit older. It's not, I think it came out in 2017. I'm just getting around to it because it was on sale for $2.99 this week. Hopefully it's still on sale. I'll include the link for it. But it was $2.99 on Kindle this week. And I had been saying I really wanted it because it was stated to have information about Kundalini Yoga. And I've been really getting super interested in the technology of Kundalini. Just, as this year has kind of gone on. For those that don't know, I really was introduced to Kundalini back in 2017 with Gabby Bernstein. I, went to her Spirit Junkie Masterclass, did some Kundalini meditations, as well as some Kriyas, the few that we could do, and learned a lot about the energy that could shift from doing Kundalini meditations and Kriyas and things, but really didn't get super involved in it until I came back home and actually started going to Kundalini classes. And I would go periodically. I didn't go all the time, but I would go periodically, and it was the most amazing experience ever. So I have been really feeling called to learn more about the Kundalini technology, not only for myself, but like for other people. I just find it fascinating that there's literally like a Kundalini meditation for pretty much everything out there. And so I because of that, I wanted to know more about it. I wanted to know, how it, was able to kind of really do things that it does, and like really kind of get into the mindset of like, why these things, how they came to be, and how they, have passed along, and how there is like so much amazingness that comes from it. And so Invincible Living really helped me to get there. For those that don't know, Guru Jagat is a Kundalini teacher. She's a senior Kundalini teacher who has said that she studied under Yogi Bhajan, who is the individual who brought Kundalini Yoga to the West. He is the one that, when I speak of Kundalini Yoga, I speak of it in the realm of as taught by Yogi Bhajan. So she states in this book that she studied with Yogi Bhajan towards the end of his life. She said that he was already ill at the time that she, really came to start Kundalini Yoga and started studying with him in New Mexico. But that, at the time, there were, he was basically preparing her as well as others to kind of download the knowledge. And the coolest thing about Kundalini Yoga, and I've just been learning this because I've been contemplating some things in relation to it, but there's this whole library that is available online. It's called the Library of Teachings, that gives like so many lectures of Yogi Bhajan, Kriyas that he spoke about, or Kriyas that, he referenced in his teachings, as well as, the instruction for that. There's videos, there's audio, there's, even, written, transcribed speeches of his in this Library of Teachings. And it's just a wealth of knowledge. And because I'm a lifelong learner, I love that type of stuff. And so I could spend days, and I have, in the Library of Teachings, just going through things. I have picked up so many meditations just from going to the Library of Teachings, and I'm like, Like my teacher told me this past Sunday, she was like, no more meditation. You're doing like 4 meditations right now. And I was like, I know, but I just think they're so great, right? The cool thing about this book is that it starts off really telling everyone that Kundalini is for everyone. That there's nothing that keeps anyone from accessing Kundalini, and I can attest to that. The classes that I take here in Houston are $10 a class, which is really, really inexpensive for when you think of the fact that the class is an hour and 30 minutes long, and you experience so many amazing shifts in that hour and a half, right? But even with that, like, there are some teachers, Guru Jagat included, who are on the higher level of teaching, like class wise. Like Guru Jagat has a whole website, a whole community that you can get involved in. It is a little bit more costly, but you're getting so much more. You're getting like the actual groups. You're getting teachings from her literally every day. So I mean, it's a ongoing thing. So that was, I want to say, in this book, probably the biggest thing that kind of gave me some sense of pause. And I'm not knocking her or anything like that. I feel like this is a byproduct of where the amount of information she's giving, she's getting compensated adequately for the amount of information she's giving. She gives a lot of free information, let me just tell you that. You can look at her up on YouTube. I'll put information about her, her YouTube website, as well as the Rama TV website. There's a lot of information that she gives. I love it. Saying all that, one of the first things she talks about in the book is this idea of why she was drawn to Kundalini Yoga, and how she felt it was like a different yoga, because the yoga she had experienced up until that time was so homogenous and, just lacking diversity. And, it catered to superficiality and materiality that she didn't feel was necessarily necessary. And the thing that gives me such pause with that is seeing her now and kind of seeing the set that goes to her. I mean, she's kind of known as the Kundalini instructor to the celebrities. I think Gurmukh was the one that was kind of known as the Kundalini teacher to older celebs, but Guru Jagat is the current, celebrity yoga instructor. And, obviously if you have that set, it ends up kind of becoming that thing that maybe you didn't really intend it to want to be. And so that's where I'm having the struggle. I don't think she actually intends it to be that, lacking in diversity or lacking in, kind of hitting people at every level. I don't think she is trying to get that, but because of the cost, it automatically X's people out. Because of the people that are drawn to it, it lacks diversity just by nature of its terms. It wasn't intended to be that. It's just that's an occurrence from it, right? And so like I said, I don't knock her for that. I haven't really delved into it more, and obviously I'm still trying to see. From all indications, it seems like that is not, like I said, her intent to be that way, or it's just a byproduct of what's happening. And that happens, right? It's a disparate impact, right? Even regardless of the intent behind it. There was no intent to do it. It's just a disparate impact. And one of the things I have to say is, when I was kind of looking at information for her, she has a lot of scholarships specifically for diverse candidates, for people who want to join her women's group, who are diverse candidates, also people who want to become Kundalini Yoga instructors who are diverse. So obviously, if either of those appeal to you, I encourage you to sign up and see if you could possibly take those classes from her. She has sites in Mallorca, Spain, Venice Beach, California, New York, and I think that's it. But obviously none of those are near me, so I can't really take advantage of it. But if you're out there, please do. I think it would be a wonderful opportunity, and I do think it would be great to see more people of color in Kundalini Yoga. Obviously, I have my feelings on why I feel there's not more people of color in Kundalini Yoga, and some of that touches on religious upbringing and things like that, and kind of feeling like you're in some way denying that religious upbringing by going into Kundalini. But I personally don't feel that way, but I know a lot of people who do. So getting back to the book, I'm sorry, digressing. She talks about Kundalini being for all people, and she really dives deep into several different areas on the benefits of Kundalini in these various areas. So the areas of beauty, self-healing, creativity, prosperity, stress busting, relationships. She really identifies and talks about not only kind of where we're at as a society, but how Kundalini can help us to kind of go through the journey to get where we want to be, rather than where we are. There's this part of us that, for instance, like in relationships, we all want this perfect relationship, and she talks about how a lot of having that is looking at ourselves and working on ourselves to get us to, being able to match up with that partner. And she goes through the exercises that we can do to get us prepared to meet that partner where we need to meet them, and to recognize our neuroses so that we're not, pushing people away. And the same holds true with even beauty. She talks about this whole ideal of beauty that our society has, and how much money has been put into the beauty industry, and how Kundalini Yoga has all of these meditations and kriyas that are specifically to help with beauty and the glow, and being a radiant being, and how we don't need to buy into society's necessarily ideal of beauty, because we have the tools to have the beauty without having to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on beauty products, right? So she goes through all of these areas. She gives amazing practical exercises for working through those areas and getting to the other side, which I personally really appreciated, because that's what I want to do. I really do want to incorporate more Kundalini in my life and do more Kriya sets every day. And she kind of gives you an outline of how to set up a class for yourself, so that you can go through a class, including pranayam, the Kriya set, the meditation, so you can have that set daily practice in your life to help combat some of these things that might be coming up for you, like stress, or feeling unbalanced in your emotional capacity, or feeling stressed out, feeling like you want more prosperity, or you want to be more creative. Kundalini can really help with that, and if you have the tools, you have the exercises, you're able to do that. And she even gives a lot of Kriya sets in here. There's a whole middle section of the book that just has several different Kriya sets that she uses. She has it sprinkled into each chapter like meditations and Kriya sets that can help. She gives a lot of just practical information, and that's one thing that I really appreciate as someone who I love the woo woo and the spiritual and the airy fairy. I love that, but I want to know how to make it practical and apply it to my life. And in this book does that. It helps you to make it something that you can incorporate into your daily practice every day, and it can actually become your daily practice every day. So I give it a thumbs up. Like I said, I'm still investigating certain things, but I really do feel genuinely that her intent is good. Her heart is good. I just, like I said, I feel like it's a disparate impact type thing, and I think by people like her getting out there, and even me coming and sharing with you today, more and more people are becoming knowledgeable about the technology of Kundalini, as well as being interested in it and taking classes. I have even seen a change at my local Kundalini Yoga studio of people who are coming in. When I first started, it was me, and now I see more people that look like me coming in there. So that's a good thing. And so the more we talk about it, and the more we talk about the technology of it, the more people will get out there and try it. For me personally, it's really allowed me to shift a lot of things that I've been working on in my life, and it, in conjunction with other things that I'm doing, is helping me to kind of move through it more swiftly, and also helping me to do it without so much like dragging me down. I'm able to kind of bust through things pretty quickly, just because I have these tools and I have the resources of Kundalini available for me. So I hope that was helpful for you. I hope that you guys check out the book. Like I said, it was $2.99 on Amazon this week, and I think it's going to continue to be $2.99 for a while. So go ahead and get it now. I waited to get it because it said quality issues reported. I saw no quality issues, so it was perfect for me. But I definitely recommend checking out this book, and I hope that you guys enjoy it. And if you have any questions about anything, feel free to leave them below. Feel free to give me a thumbs up if you like this, and like these reviews, and check out some of my other videos and subscribe so that you don't miss a thing. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.